How's it going, everybody? Wayne here. Today we have a huge lot of 19 boxed N64 games. Most of them are not duplicates, so let's check them out. Alright, first order of business, we have some fans of the counter. Everybody wants the counter to come back, so right now let's bring back the counter. We're at $2,904. That's after selling off some duplicates and after adding the last games to the collection. Alright, so now that the counter's back, let's jump right into the games. First up, we have NBA Live 99. NBA Live 99 was developed and published by EA Sports and released for the N64 in November of 1998. For a basketball game, it's not too bad. The graphics are not too great, and it can be choppy at times, but the controls are solid and you can easily see your character. The game uses official NBA players and team names, but the players are from the 97 and 98 season roster due to a lockout the NBA had in 98 and 99. And NBA Live 99 is game number 46 for the collection. Next up, NBA Live 2000. NBA Live 2000 was also developed and published by EA Sports and released for the N64 in October of 1999. A step up from NBA Live 99, the graphics and gameplay were improved on. This game also included Michael Jordan and other players from the past, allowing you to play as some of the greatest players in history. And NBA Live 2000 is game number 47 for the collection. Next up, we have our first football game, NFL Blitz. You know we had to get to the sports games sometime. NFL Blitz was developed and published by Midway Games and released for the N64 in 1997. NFL Blitz changed the rules from a standard football game. For example, it takes you 30 yards to make a first down, and instead of a normal tackle, you would wrestle the player and throw him halfway across the field. The game is like Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey, only football, because it's unrealistic, but it's fun for a sports game. And NFL Blitz is game number 48 for the Complete in Box N64 library. Next up we have a car game, GT64. GT64 was published by Ocean and released for the N64 in 1998. GT64 featured cars from the 1997 Japan Grand Touring Car Championship. The controls in this game are difficult to master. You'll find your car automatically drifting and you'll often oversteer as a result. The graphics are also bad, and there is a lot of fog in the game. The only way you'll know a turn is coming up is by using the map. The only thing I did like about the game is how you could choose import cars. And GT64 is number 49 for the N64 library. Next up we have a game that some consider to be one of the best games of all time, and that's Goldeneye 007. So let me tell you something real quick. When I was 13 or 14 years old, I had a friend over and we were staying up playing Goldeneye 007. And a couple months prior to that, I had a friend who was like 17 years old, and he came over and we were hanging out and I was getting ready to sell my bicycle rims. And he said, hey, let me take them and see how they look on my bike, and then I'll decide if I want to buy them. And we were friends, so I was like, okay, sure, take them and see how they look. And he took off with the bicycle rims, and he never talked to me again. So a while later I went over to his house and I was like, hey, can I get my bicycle rims back? And he's like, oh, I gave them to somebody up the street. And I'm like, who? He's like, I don't remember their name. And I was like, man, I know you stole my bicycle rims. Get them back for me. And this guy was huge. He was like 17 or 18 years old, and I was just in 7th grade. There was no way I was taking this guy in a fight. And he's like, tell me I stole your bicycle rims again. I knew if I had said it again, he was going to get up off the floor and come out of his house, and I was going to get a butt whooping. So I turned around and left and went back home. So as my friend and I are sitting there playing Goldeneye, I told him about this story, and he's like, hey, we should dress up in black and camouflage and go out there and get revenge. I said, that's a good idea, let's do that. So we got all dressed up in camouflage and everything, snuck out my window. I had a Swiss Army knife on me. The plan was to go over, sneak up to his house, and pop his bicycle tires with the Swiss Army knife. We're about a quarter mile away and we're just sneaking real slow, real nervous because it's the middle of the night and we don't want to get caught. And this quarter of a mile took so long to travel just because we were trying to be so quiet and not make a single peep. So we finally have his house in sight, and everybody in his house is awake. I see his hillbilly stepdad in there. I see him in there, all chilling around the couch. We go over there and we walk quietly through his yard. We find his bike. We get to the bike and I take out the Swiss Army knife. And it was cold that night and it was so quiet out. You could hear anything, and that's why we were trying to be so sneaky. And I got up and I started trying to dig my Swiss Army knife into his bike tires. All of a sudden, you just heard it snap, and it was the loudest ting 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 across the concrete you could imagine. I don't think if I took a blade and threw it against the ground, I could make it that loud. It was just like amplified and horrifying. The next thing you know, you see the dad get up off the couch and start going for something. And we got up and booked it. Clear as day, you could hear a shotgun just that echoed through the entire housing area. And we ran, and it gets worse than that. Well, we didn't get caught or shot, thankfully, but we finally make it back to the house, and we're sneaking back in the window, and I'm looking in to make sure the coast is clear, and as I look over, my mom is sitting there, and we got busted. So not only did I not get my revenge, I got grounded for months. We should have just kept playing Goldeneye. Goldeneye 007 was developed by Rare and published by Nintendo for the N64 in 1997. Finally, after all these sports games, we have a solid game. You already know how excellent this game is. Selling more than 8 million copies, GoldenEye 007 was the third best-selling game on the N64, only behind Super Mario and Mario Kart 64. This was the first-person shooter I ever played, and it laid the groundwork for what first-person shooters are today. And GoldenEye 007 is game number 50 for the Complete in Box N64 library. Next up, we have a golf game, Waylay Country Club True Golf Classics. Waylay Country Club True Golf Classics was developed by T&E Soft and published by Nintendo. The game released for the N64 in 1998. It's a standard golf game that takes place in Honolulu, Hawaii. If you're a golf game fan, this game offers good controls and teaches you how to play the game fairly easily. However, you only get one course. The announcer in the game talks a lot of crap whenever you mess up, asking you, "What happened?"
What happened? He's not playing like himself. Oh, it didn't go in.
What happened? What happened? What happened?
What happened?
Hey developers, you have a major downfall in this game. There's only one course to play on. What happened? And Waylay Country Club True Golf Classics is game number 51 for the N64 library. Next up, we have Nagano Winter Olympics 98. Nagano Winter Olympics 98 was developed and published by Konami and released for the N64 in December of 1997. Nagano Winter Olympics was based off the 1998 Winter Olympics in Nagano, Japan. The game offered 12 events to choose from. If you're looking for a fun game, look elsewhere. Most of the events are just 2 buttons. There is minimal interaction with this game. The computer does most of the work. I'd rather try to suck a fart through a soda straw than play this game. Nagano Winter Olympics 98 is game number 52 for the collection. Next up, a tennis game, AllStar Tennis 99. AllStar Tennis 99 was developed by Smart Dog and published by Ubisoft. This was a simulation tennis game that released for the N64 in 1999. The graphics in the game are pretty fuzzy, and the timing to hit the ball can be a bit tricky to get down at first. After you master the controls, it's an okay tennis game. As I recorded the gameplay for this, I got a pretty good laugh. Out of nowhere, a phone rings and the entire crowd goes berserk. The announcer has to tell them to quiet down multiple times.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Thank you.
This goes to show you that people have had annoying habits with phones since they first became a public norm in the mid to late 90s. AllStar Tennis 99 is game number 53 for the collection. Next up, another basketball game, NBA Jam 2000. Guys, I know, it's not the last sports game either. Just remember, I'm the one who had to record all the gameplay. NBA Jam 2000 was developed and published by Acclaim and released for the N64 in 1999. This basketball game was a simulation game allowing for 5-on-5 player basketball, and it was also an arcade basketball game allowing arcade-style 2 versus 2 player, all packed into one cartridge. The controls are responsive and the graphics are average. The 2 versus 2 player feels a lot like NFL Blitz, only basketball. And NBA Jam 2000 is game number 54 for the N64 library. Next up, Major League Baseball featuring King Griffey Jr. Major League Baseball featuring King Griffey Jr. was developed by Angel Studios and published by Nintendo. It released on the N64 in May of 1998. This is the second baseball game in the collection. The first was bottom of the ninth. The graphics in this game are awful, and the batting experience is subpar. You have to chase a tiny box around that disappears, all while watching the ball and knowing when to swing. The only thing I personally found fun with this game is the outfielder experience. It was far more interactive than bottom of the ninth, allowing you to chase the ball yourself rather than the computer doing all the work. And Major League Baseball featuring King Griffey Jr. is game number 55 for the collection. Next up we have the sequel, King Griffey Jr.'s Slugfest. King Griffey Jr. Slugfest was also developed by Angel Studios and published by Nintendo. King Griffey Jr. Slugfest was released for the N64 in 1999. The graphics improved dramatically in this game, and they kept and improved on the outfielder experience that I enjoyed in the first game. Unfortunately, they kept the hard to get used to batting experience, although they improved on that as well. Hopefully we come across the baseball game that has the batting style of bottom of the ninth with the field experience from King Griffey Jr. Slugfest. That might be a baseball game on the system that I'd enjoy. With a million more baseball games to go on the N64, I'm sure one has the total package. And King Griffey Jr. Slugfest is game number 56 for the Complete in Box library. Next up, a fishing game, Bass Hunter 64. Bass Hunter 64 was developed by Gearhead Entertainment and published by Take-Two Interactive. It was released for the N64 in North America in June of 1999. Bass Hunter 64 is a pretty disappointing fishing game. You can choose from 2 modes when starting the game, Fish for Fun or Tournament mode. You need to play Tournament mode to unlock lakes and gear, so just turning on the game and fishing for fun will send you on your way with minimal lures and gear. You'll miss a lot of fish, and if you do hook into a keeper, good luck reeling it in. I adjusted the drag and the way I reeled the fish in, with results being the same. I either lost the fish or got a broken line. I managed to only reel in a couple fish after 30 minutes of gameplay. The most fun you'll have in this game is driving the boat around. Bass Hunter 64 is game number 57 for the collection. Next up we have another car game, NASCAR 99. NASCAR 99 was developed and published by EA Sports and released for the N64 in 1998. NASCAR 99 is a NASCAR simulation game. It features actual names and cars from NASCAR. The graphics are good and it's pretty much what you'd expect for a NASCAR game on the N64. If you're not a fan of NASCAR, you won't be a fan of this game. You'll be doing lap after lap after lap, just like in real NASCAR. And NASCAR 99 is game number 58 for the Complete in Box N64 library. And another sequel for tonight, NASCAR 2000. NASCAR 2000 was also developed and published by EA Sports and released for the N64 in 1999. NASCAR 2000 is... Wait a second. Did I put in NASCAR 99 again? What is this? NASCAR 2000, NASCAR 99. NASCAR 2000, NASCAR 99. NASCAR 2000, and NASCAR 99. NASCAR 2000 is NASCAR 99 with a few minor improvements. That pretty much sums it up. And NASCAR 2000 is game number 59 in the collection. Should be 58 and a quarter. Finally, we have some other games. Some were duplicates, some weren't, but I won't be adding them to the counter tonight and I'll explain why. First up we have MRC. Now I wasn't able to get the sound to work on this game, so I have to get another one. I'll be putting it on the shelf, but I won't be adding it to the counter tonight. Next up we have Triple Play 2000. I have a much smaller lot with this game already on the way, and I figured I've already bored you guys enough with sports games tonight. Madden 99 I also have in another lot that's on the way. NBA Showtime, NBA on NBC, is a duplicate, and Wipeout 64 is a duplicate. This lot of 19 games cost me $105 shipped. And at $105 shipped, that brings our total up to $3,009. Let's get these games on the shelf. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe. I'll be completing the entire N64 library, complete in box, right here on the show. Also make sure to leave a thumbs up for Goldeneye 007. Until next time, I'm Wayne, and thanks for watching.